Happy March, everyone! I've got my St. Patrick's earrings, and we're ready to go. Hello, beautiful people of the internet. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Hannah if you're new here, and I'm so excited that you've joined me today. For today's video, I'm going to be telling you all of the books that I want to read in the month of March. I am completely and utterly ready for spring. Like, this winter stuff, I'm over it. I'm ready for spring, I'm in the spring mood, and I want books that reflect that. So you know the drill, let's go ahead and talk about all the book clubs and the readathons that I have to get to this month. The first readathon actually takes place this weekend on March 1st and March 2nd. It is a 24-hour readathon called Let's Get Graphic, and it is hosted by my friend Gwen over at Gwen Kinsinger and Lavender Mud on Instagram. This is a yearly readathon that she put on last year, and she brought it back, and I'm so excited she did because this is so much fun. So this is basically a readathon that celebrates all things graphic novels, manga, comics, all sorts of stuff like that. I will just be reading graphic novels for this readathon, and honestly, I don't have a set TBR yet because my plan is to go on Thursday to my local libraries and just kind of raid the shelves of all the graphic novels and read as many as I possibly can. I'm going to take this thing seriously, and I'm just going to read and read and read all the graphic novels that I can, but I do have a couple here that I physically own that I want to show you. The first one I definitely want to get to in Let's Get Graphic is Ghost Roast by Chanel Gibbs and Shawnee Gibbs and Emily Cannon. I have heard nothing but good things about this graphic novel, and it's basically following a little girl who, her dad is a ghost hunter and she herself is starting to see spirits. That sounds like a fantastic time. Next is a graphic novel called Smaller Sister, and it is by Maggie Edkins Willis. This is a story about two sisters, and one of them, the older one, starts to change a little bit, and the younger sister just doesn't know why, and she starts to think that she's starting to lose her sister for good. So I feel like this is a good, wholesome coming of age story, and I'm eager to see what this one holds for me. This one sounds like a dark and spooky time, and it's called The Dire Days of Willowweep Manor by Shannon K. Garrity. This one has been on my shelves for quite a minute, and I've been wanting to get to this one for such a long time. All I know about it is that it's about these characters who end up accidentally going to this haunted manor, and lots of things start going down. And anything that has to do with a haunted manor, honey, sign me up. So like I said, I do plan on raiding my local libraries for other graphic novels, but for right now, those are the three graphic novels that I physically own that I'm definitely going to get to in Let's Get Graphic. The next readathon that I'm participating in is called Bows and Books, and this is the cutest little readathon put together by my friend Summer over at Seasons Readings. This readathon takes place on March 21st through the 25th, I believe. I'll put all the information on the side here. And this is the cutest little readathon because it celebrates all things books, all things bows, and all things just girly and coquette. I will go ahead and put the prompts up here for this readathon. The first prompt is to find a book with a bow on the cover or anything that could be tied into a bow. And this one I'm kind of stretching a little bit because I really want to read this book. And that is Till There Was You by Lindsay Hammeroff. There is a little bow in their shoes. And so let me just say, my friends, I'm counting it. Also, this covers the prompt for the bow that I picked. Summer gives you an option to pick a bow, and that is another prompt that you have to follow. I picked the one with the cherries on it, and it said pink on the cover, and this one obviously has pink on the cover. This is one of my anticipated releases of the entire year. This is an adult romance that follows our main character, Lexi, who is trying to pursue her dream of becoming a Michelin star chef, and she meets this guy named Jake. Jake is just this great musician. He hits it off right off the bat, and Lexi is just afraid that she won't see Jake anymore. That is until he releases his new single, all about her famous blueberry pancake recipe. Are you kidding me? That sounds so cute, and I have never heard of a concept like that, and I am ready for it. Another prompt of this readathon is to read a book by a female author, Sarah Adams. I'm going to be picking up the cheat sheet for this readathon, and I'm picking up this for multiple reasons. The first reason is this is the only book that I have left to read of Sarah Adams' newer titles, and last month I picked up the rulebook as an ARC, not knowing that the rulebook comes after the cheat sheet. So I saw characters in the rulebook that are in here, and it kind of spoiled something for me, which I'm really upset about because I just didn't know that that one came afterwards, but I'm just gonna have to get over it and just read this one. I loved the rulebook. I love Sarah Adams in general, so I really have high hopes for this one. Next, let's talk about book clubs. My friend Jessie over at Reading with Jess hosts a monthly book club called Sleep When I'm Dead. This month's pick is Only If You're Lucky by Stacey Willingham. I have never read a Stacey Willingham before, and I don't currently own this one. I haven't decided for sure if I'm going to pick this one up or not, but if I do, I will end up getting it through my Book of the Month box, and I really would like to participate in another month of Jessie's book club. Next is my friend Keisha's book club. She runs a Christian book club that is bi-monthly, and for the month of March, her pick is Love Walked Among Us by Paul Miller. And let me just be honest, guys, here recently, the Lord has been dealing with my heart about this specific topic. Not just Jesus's love, but God's love in general, and the absolute sovereignty of it, and the fact that as much as me and you will attempt to reach this kind of love, we will never be able to show that kind of love, the love that Jesus shows and the love that God shows, because I think of myself as a very lovable person. I show love to everybody that I meet, but God's love is sovereign, and the love that He shows us, we will never be able to be capable of showing. So the Lord has been dealing with this topic on my heart for a while, and I feel like this is a perfect book to pick up in this season of my life. Okay, those are all the book clubs and readathon books that I have going on this month. As far as some NetGalley arcs that I've received, the first one is called The Garden Party by Wendy Clark. I'm about 17% of the way through this one, and if I put it on my TBR, I'm more likely to finish it. This one is your basic typical rich people drama. It's basically about this couple that moves into this new neighborhood and this richy neighborhood, and some things start going down. Apparently there's been a little girl gone missing. I'm really liking it so far. I really like the dynamic of it, and so hopefully if I put it on here, I'll finish it. The next arc I've received is called The Orphanage by the Lake by Daniel G. Miller. All I know about this one is that it takes place in an orphanage, and it has a really creepy cover, and I'm here for it. Alright, these next books are books that I just put on here either because I didn't get to them last month or I just want to get to them. The first one is obviously book number 4 of the Harry Potter series, Goblet of Fire. This is a weapon. This is a brick, and I could hurt somebody with this. Not that I'm going to, but I mean, you could. I know nothing about this one, and I kind of want to keep it that way. Next is a book that I was supposed to pick up last month but didn't, and that is Powerless by Lauren Roberts. Everybody and their brother has been recommending this book to me, and they've been pitching it as a Hunger Games inspired novel. And you had me. Like, those are my buzzwords. You had me right there, honey. Did you guys know that she was 18 when she wrote this book? It's a national bestseller, and she was 18? Some people have it all together in their life. I wonder what that's like. Next is A Given, and this is a book that I do not currently own. I'm going to be reading it on Kindle Unlimited, and that is My Lucky Charm by Courtney Walsh. I love Courtney Walsh romances. I've read Cross Country Christmas and My Phony Valentine, and now I've got this one on my TBR. This one is a St. Patrick's Day themed romance that she wrote, and she just released it. Courtney Walsh writes very clean romances, very fluffy romances, and I know that when I go into her books, I'm just going to be smiling the whole time. And lastly is a cozy mystery that I want to get to in the month of March, and that is Kernel of Truth by Christy Abbott. This is a cozy mystery that is centered around a popcorn shop. I'll say that again. A popcorn shop. Why do we not have those? Opening a gourmet popcorn shop was never on Rebecca Anderson's bucket list, but after a failed marriage to a celebrity chef, she's ready for her life to open up and expand. She's returned to her hometown of Grand Lake, Ohio, with her popcorn-loving poodle, Sprocket, to start a new business, naturally called Pops. As a delicious bonus, Cornelia Coco Biddles, a close family friend who's always been like a grandmother, owns the chocolate shop next door, and the two are thinking of combining their businesses. But when Coco's niece, Jessica, discovers her on the floor of her chocolate shop, those dreams go up in smoke. This sounds so cozy, such a good time, and I'm ready to dive into this one. And that's all, folks. That's all the books that I want to get to in the month of March. I've told you this before, but I am not going to stick to a strict TBR anymore. That's just too much for me to handle, but I do need some kind of a list to help my type A personality out. So here it is. So if I get to these books, great. If I don't, fine. Please let me know a book that you are going to be reading in the month of March. If you've made it this far into the video, please leave me a clover emoji to show our celebratory side. And until next time, my friends, I will see you in my next video. Bye!